Welcome back to what Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a T95, it's a Tier 9 American tank destroyer. It's located on the north spawn of Prokhorovka and it's under the command of Andromedaa. And I do believe that that is the 155mm gun there. Yes it is, 750 Alpha from that gun. And the battle has started, but we can't move yet because bit of a traffic jam. And we're off. Okay. Now, which way do we go? I think he's waiting for the T62 to make up his mind. Well, everyone's moved away from their firing positions. Or moved away to their firing positions, I should say. But, Andromeda hasn't. Not yet. He's definitely going to go to the west side of the map then. Okay. No, I did have a replay I did just the other day, and the tank paused at the beginning of the battle, and the gun dropped, and it just sat there for a little while, and I wondered what was going on. And I was contacted by the player who actually went through that battle, and he said that he was changing his music tracks because he listens to music whilst he's actually playing the game, and of course he didn't have the right tracks on at the time, so he stopped playing the game just so he could adjust his music. Well, yep, you've got to be a better guy than me to listen to music and play the game at the same time. I'm concentrating on the game so much I can't listen to music. I know that Wargaming lay on music, and obviously we take the soundtrack off, and that's for a very valid reason. If you have a soundtrack on your videos, then YouTube will assume that you've not licensed it, and so it's actually better to not to have music on your videos, and that way you don't get accused of copywriting, or copyright infringement I should say. Well, T95, they only built 2 of these for testing, and they passed trials, and I believe they're both still at Fort Benning in Georgia. Is it Georgia? And well, it was a very, very big tank, and it was designed to deal with some of the nastier German tanks they were coming out with towards the end of the war. But well, this one, yes, it's a bit of a handful. They call it the Doom Turtle for obvious reasons. You look at the front, those look like the paws of a turtle, and it's otherwise known as a boomstick. Yep, because it's got that huge gun. And well, we've got a target, but Andromeda is he's just driving straight into the enemy, and the enemy shells are just bouncing off him. No, he auto-aimed that, and unfortunately the shell went straight into the ground. Now he's got a rather longish reload, 15 seconds, but oh, there's a Waffenträger down there with a 128mm gun. He just got a high roll as well. But he's continuing to move. Oh, and he's now attracting fire from other tanks. And they are getting pens. Most of them are firing HE at him. That 704 fired one into his tracks though. That was APCR. Didn't get through. But the others, they're firing HE because they know that HE will penetrate heavy armour. And this tank does have rather heavy armour. And just behind him, a short distance away, is a Jaegeru. And I think he's obviously watching to see what happens when Andromeda gets all the spotting damage. Well, a big hit there for the T95 on the T95. 823 hit points. It's a high roll. And he's continued to move, and he's continuing to bounce shells. And that T95's on fire. Oh, didn't penetrate, but the T95 is dead. The Object 260 got him. Now this is either brave or foolish. I think actually it's brave. He's doing the job of a spotter as well at the same time. Auto aims on the 704, doesn't go through the armour. Now, that 704 is going to get a rather nasty shock any second because a Jaeger is probably going to fire into him. And he'll lose most of his hit points in the process. Okay, here we go. Oh, and he's gone. And Andromeda gets the kill. I felt sure the Jaeger was going to get that one. Okay, Centurion action 10. Oh, Leopard firing off to the left. No, that's going to make it easier for the Centurion. Oh, we just took out the 50 TP. Now, go for the Centurion. Oh, and he's dead before we can shoot. Oh. So, only 2 kills so far, and he's still bouncing rounds. I think the enemy are starting to retreat because they realise it's a bit dangerous being up this close to a T95. Yep, you get those sort of hits on you. And of course they know his teammates are behind him. And there goes the pattern. And there goes another tank, which is a Leopard prototype. I know another player who does this sort of thing. She goes by the name of Sophie. And she drives her mouse straight into the enemy. And they just all bounce their shells off her mouse. And it's actually very amusing because she just keeps getting hit from all different directions. But she gets a huge amount of spotting damage on the enemy because whilst they're all firing at her, they're revealing their positions and her teammates are just wiping them out. T57 Heavy takes a big hit. High roll, 784. We've locked on. And he's gone. There's only 4 enemies left now. There's one of them. And he just hit us. That was the M53, M55. He's hiding behind that GW. But that's not going to save him. And he's gone. Now we've got a Waffenträger Auf Panzer IV. And he's the next target. And he's gone. Now this is going to be a fairly quick battle for a T95 driving into the enemy lines. It's very amusing. Let's have a look at the front of the vehicle. Oh my god, look at the bounces. There's one there that missed. One there that missed the cupola. Who's next? Oh my god, they've killed them all. It's all over. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tanker for Andromeda in the T95. He got a shell proof, a spotter badge, a duelist, a fire for effect, and a hand of God in that battle. Yes, I think he needs the hand of God because he was just driving into the enemy lines, no cares whatsoever, not even trying to conceal himself at all, and he picked up an epic medal. He got the steel wall for blocking the most damage in that battle, at least 11 hits, and surviving the battle. Wow, and the win rate for that one was 5502. Very well done indeed. Let's have a look at team score. Top of the table, 4,002 hit points of damage in that one. The next highest scorer was the Death Star on the enemy team. The FV215B183 got 3,208 hit points of damage, but it wasn't enough to beat Andromeda. And the next high score after that was the Emil 2 on our team with 2,747. When it came to kills, though, it was the GW Tiger on our team who did best. He got 5 kills, mostly from the spotting that Andromeda was doing. He managed to get 3 kills, and there was a bunch of tanks with 2 kills apiece. And when it came to base XP, yes, you'd expect it, Andromeda got the highest amount, 1,228 base XP. And that's not just because he got the highest damage. He did a huge amount of spotting damage, which you're going to see very shortly. The GW Tiger did 880, and the Type 61 did 840. Let's have a look at detail. 10 shots fired, 9 direct hits, 7 penetrations. The only shot that actually missed the target was the one he fired into the ground by mistake because he auto-aimed onto a tank that was actually behind a ridgeline. He did damage of 4,002 hit points in that game and did 1,600 of that at more than 300 meters. He received 24 hits from the enemy, only 3 of which were penetrations. 18 were non-penetrations and 4 hits were splash damage, HE rounds. He blocked damage of 7,120 hit points in total, enough for his vehicle, well, several times over. And he spotted 4 enemy vehicles, damaged 7 of the enemy and killed 3. And here's why his XP was so high. 5,237 hit points of spotting assist during that game just because he drove into the enemy lines. They all fired at him and then our guys fired all at them. And it certainly worked very well indeed. On a free-to-play account, he earned 50,885 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, he took away 16,550 credits. He got 1 bomb for getting the steel wall, and 1,228 base XP, times 4 for the first victory of the day, and took away 4,912 experience points altogether. So his best result so far, the T95 at its best. Yes, this is what it really was designed for. It's just basically so heavily armoured. It can drive easily into the enemy lines, and they'll start firing at it from all directions, but you just shake them off and then wipe them out. And yeah, it works very, very well indeed, especially if you've got a good team behind you shooting all the enemy that you spot. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button so you don't miss a single video. We do have plenty up, and even if you're not an enthusiast of Arty, there's still plenty of tank battles that you can look at, and I'm sure you'll find something that tweaks your fancy. So thanks for watching.